Today, I'm going to recreate my favorite Taco Bell item ever. Actually, this is my favorite fast food menu item ever. The Taco Bell Enchirito. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Mike here with Everyday Barbecue. Now, before I get into this recipe, I want to say something that's very important to me. This video is dedicated to my friend Donna Warren. Donna, you have all my love and support. If there's anything you need from me, please let me know. I'm going to leave it at that. And if this video brings one little smile to your face, even for 1 second, it's going to have been all worth it. All right, on to the recipe. So this is a copycat recipe, but there's going to be one or two things that I'm just kind of doing my way, and I'll mention those as I go. But we got to start by getting this red sauce together, this Taco Bell red sauce recipe. And I've done a lot of homework on this. There's a few, well, there's more than a few. There's hundreds of different versions of this on the internet, but based on tasting it and knowing what it is from eating it my whole life, I think I've got a recipe down that's going to be real close, if not spot on, to the Taco Bell red sauce. So I'm starting with a base here of 16 ounces of plain tomato sauce. To that, we're going to add 1/2 cup water, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 3 teaspoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. This is white distilled vinegar. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon garlic salt, 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, and 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne. Now I'm just going to give this a quick mix here, and then I'm going to get this on the stove to simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. I've also got the meat going on the stove right now, just using 80/20 ground beef, and I'm using the Taco Bell seasoning pack for that. And I also have genuine Taco Bell refried beans. Since the sauce is the most complicated part of this recipe besides assembly, I really wanted to show this part. The other part, very, very simple. You can follow the instructions on the pack for the ground beef, and the beans you just put in a pot. You can add a little bit of water to thin them out if you want, or just cook them right out of the can in a pot, warm them up, and just get them to whatever temperature you like. I'll see you for the build as soon as this sauce is done simmering. All right, everything's ready to go, and I just have a small baking dish here. I know this isn't going to be perfect, but it was the best thing that I could find for this video. And I want to start by lining the bottom of this with some red sauce. Now I just have a flour tortilla here that I warmed on the stove for just about 10 seconds just to make it kind of pliable. And we're going to start by adding in some refried beans. Now for our ground beef. And this is cooked with Taco Bell seasoning. I left it a little bit chunky, that's my preference, but Taco Bell's meat is usually a little bit more finely chopped. Now fresh chopped onion. When I was a kid, I used to hate onion, and I would always, when my dad would pick me up for lunch from school and we'd go to Taco Bell, I would always go with no onion, but now as an adult, I love onions in this. Actually, I like a lot of onions. I'm going to add a little extra. Now, typically, this is all that's inside of the Enchirito, but I want to do this. This is going to be a little variance from the actual Taco Bell recipe. So I want to add just a little drizzle of red sauce on the inside here, because I just love the way that tastes with the meat and the beans. And for those of you that have been following my channel for 5 years or however long it's been, you know I love cheese. So normally cheese goes only on the outside of this. We're going to be adding it outside and inside. We don't need too much in here. All right, now we just want to bring this together as tightly as we can. This will get flipped over. And this will now get covered with sauce. That smells amazing. This red sauce recipe came out a little grainier than I think what you normally see at Taco Bell, but maybe they simmer it longer, or maybe they use more finely grinded spices. But I think it's probably just that they simmer it longer. I was sort of on a time crunch here, but I did taste it, and I'd give it a 95% crack of accuracy. Now it's time to pile on the cheese. This is just shredded cheddar. Screw it, I'm putting the whole thing in there. And by the way, just so I give credit where credit is due, I was inspired to do this by Ron at Four Seasons Barbecue. He did this video months and months ago, and I swore I wanted to do it, and I just needed the inspiration. And recently, I had that inspiration. All right, this is all set. Now, normally at Taco Bell, this will go into like a quick convection oven for just a few seconds to get everything melted. But I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. I'm going to put this in till this cheese melts. That's probably going to take 10 to 12 to maybe 15 minutes. Now, while that's in the oven, I want you to let me know down in the comments, what's your favorite fast food item of all time? What's your favorite Taco Bell menu item of all time? I'm really curious to know, because I know there's a ton of items that Taco Bell has taken off the menu, and there's even groups on Facebook with like petitions for them to bring stuff back. The Enchirito is one of them. Put it down in the comments. I'm looking forward to reading it. That took about 14 minutes, and now we're just going to finish this up with 3 black olives. Funny story about the olives. I always hated olives as a kid, so whenever we would go to Taco Bell, I would tell my dad. My dad took me to Taco Bell all the time, so he's the one who introduced me to it. But anyway, by the way, rest in peace, Dad. Love you. I'm sure he's going to love this video, but I would never want the olives. So I would say, I don't want any olives. And he'd say, I'm paying for the olives. I'll eat the olives. They're not going to keep them. Anyway, that's how my dad was, very frugal. So he would pick them off my Enchirito and eat those, and I would eat the rest of the Enchirito. And I remember as a kid always getting it with no onions and extra cheese, because I hated onions. Now I love onions, like I said earlier. I also love fire sauce, so I'm gonna put a couple packets of that on the top. Just look at that delicious cheese melting off of there. This is really starting to fall apart. I did not test this recipe. This is just research and development in motion right here, live. All right, this is gonna be amazingly hot, and it's just oozing everywhere. So here we go. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Donna. Cheers, everybody. Oh man, that is nailed. I'll say we hit on this about 95%. The only difference is that the sauce is a little grainier. Outside of that, this is spot on. I gotta go in for more. I was looking for one of those little plastic sporks that they use at Taco Bell, and I couldn't find any in my car or here in the house. Oh, just look at that. This is gonna, well, this is my lunch. I was just gonna take a couple bites and be done, but there's no way. This is way too good. Cheers again. That's how you pat yourself on the back. All right, look, it's time for me to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Donna, our love and support to you. Thank you, Ron, for the inspiration. And thank all the viewers and everybody for watching and supporting. There's lots of ways to support me down in the description, so please check that out. Do what you can to help me out. This is how I support my family. Take care. Till next time, I'll see you on the next episode.